Okay guys, we're back to getting the Beetle road ready. Before I can do that, I've got to do some work on these tins to get these holes plugged. You got one here, here, over here, and here. Now these bigger holes and these holes on the side weren't a big deal when I had this engine in a van. I had a tin kit around this whole engine sealing the holes up. See, this kit, this engine had a chrome kit on it. It had the chrome fan shroud and the chrome cooling tins, so on and so forth, and I wasn't worried about putting a chrome apron on it because of the metal work that the sheet metal work that I had around it in the van. The top fours, if you put a top 1 in a top 4 engine bay, there's holes. It's just massive. The sheet metal doesn't even come close to sealing. A whole different animal. So I built those tins to go around all this. Now what I've got to do, since this engine is in here, and I couldn't afford to go buy new tins if I wanted to. You know, I just don't have the money for it. So we're going to be plugging a lot of holes and cleaning all this up today. So let me show you real quick what I'm talking about with the sheet metal work. Now this is a top 4 engine, and you can see huge difference. It has sheet metal that comes around here, all this sheet metal that comes out here, and that's fine if you put this engine in a van that's meant for a top 4. Let's go look at my van. I've got a 1915 in it. Now it's really dirty and dusty right now, but you can see how the sheet metal here, all this around here, I built that to come over and seal all those holes. And it's a whole different thing with that sheet metal in there. You don't have all those holes, so that's what we're doing. Alright guys, the first thing I'm going to be doing is getting getting all this cleaned up, getting all the dirt and garbage off of it. I need to do some welding. I'm going to put metal in here around all these holes and weld it up. And I don't want to be welding around a lot of grease and oil. It's not good for welding, and I don't need anything lighting up in my engine compartment. So I'm going to take a little bit of time, get it really clean, get the excess of this metal right here. I want to get that off of there. Same on the other side. And on the sides I'm going to have to make strips of metal to come over so that my seal can touch it, to keep all the hot air from this muffler out of the engine compartment. I really should call this video Volkswagening on a shoestring budget, because the days of Hambone having any money to really invest are non-existent at best right now. Finally got these last bits ground off of there. I've got to start on the other side. These holes in here were where I fastened that sheet metal down to this old junky apron, and I'm going to have to weld those up and grind the tops off to make it look halfway decent. I don't want this, you know, it's really kind of a hack job, but it's going to be, I want it to be a good hack job, if that makes any sense. I'm going to start on the other side. Yeah, time to try to straighten out some of this sheet metal. Real rough shape. Guys, you might ask yourself, is this even worth it? Well, to me it's worth it, because I don't want to burn this motor up. You know, it's having the money to go out and buy a new apron and new upper cooling tins and everything would be great. But sometimes we don't have that luxury, and we really I don't know. Sometimes when you don't have money, you appreciate things more. Sometimes not, I guess. One thing's for sure about it, you get really good at barely getting by, you know. Somebody wrote a song like that once. I've got some really irregular shaped stuff in this project, and I'm gonna want to get me enough paper here to just to get started with the process. There we go. I'm just going to kind of try to go around the hole here. And get an idea. And then I can cut this out and put it on a piece of metal. Okay, that's roughly our piece. Now a lot of this can be wider than that, but right here it has to be pretty close in this area, pretty close to what it is. I'm going to allow just a little bit on it. I'm going to come out there just maybe 1/8 inch outside of it. And this, of course, it can be a lot larger. Alright guys, I got my first plug, whatever you want to call it. Got it cut, and I got those magnets holding it up where it goes. I'm going to get that tacked in, and I've got my other one over here, and the one I had for the oil line there. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Alright fellas, I got all my welding done. Yeah, it's looks like a mess to me, but you know, it's a whole lot better than what it was. I'm going for functionality right now. I've also, you know, I've been taping it off a little bit, masking it off here. I'm going to get some newspaper and finish masking around my pulleys and the rest of the engine here, and tomorrow I'll probably paint. I may hit it with a little primer tonight, I don't know, but those sides have got to be taken care of too, for sure. And I'm just going to put, I'm going to take some cardboard and make templates, and that'll be screwed down. I'm not going to be welding it down. I've got a couple of screws front and back I can use, but yeah, I'm going to finish masking and maybe hit it with some primer.